bring in CBS News national security analyst Aaron MacLean. He is a U.S. Marine veteran and a former foreign policy advisor on Capitol Hill. Aaron, thank you so much for joining us. Tell us a bit about this aircraft. Why would it be used? What do we know about it? And presumably, what do we think about the pilots ejecting? How would that work?
Right. So the F-15 right now in Iran is being used to prosecute bombing missions. There's not a lot of air-to-air combat to be had right now. The Iranian Air Force, such as it was, is not a major factor. So this aircraft would have been prosecuting targets in Iran or participating broadly in some sort of mission to strike targets on the ground in Iran. I've not heard it confirmed yet whether or not it's an F-15E. There are variants of this aircraft that have multiple crew members, so obviously that's very relevant if it's a search and rescue mission, because you may have two rather than one crew members on the ground.
We're just getting information via our team now that it is an F-15E fighter jet. The search and rescue is ongoing. It would have been flown by a two-member crew. But what is the risk now in trying to find the crew? Because there are advanced helicopters. We've seen footage, we've confirmed now, of them flying quite low. What is how are service members trained for an incident like this if they have to eject? And what is the plan now? Yeah,
so it's one of the ironies of search and rescue missions in a combat environment is you're actually going to assume a lot of risk to a lot of aircraft and a lot of personnel to go get the pilots you've already lost. That's just sort of baked into the system. These pilots have been trained, obviously, in the the procedures they should follow if they're bailing out, they're ejecting, but also once they're on the ground, let's hope that they made it to the ground safe and conscious and able to move. They're trained to evade if captured. They are trained to comport themselves in a manner that does credit to their country. And then this whole apparatus that is sprung into action to go get them. There's a component of our special operations community that does this. There is an Air Force Special Operations Command. There's a whole portion of the military that, for these guys, this is what they have been essentially preparing their whole careers for. And it is extraordinary, some of this footage you see circulating of C-130s and Black Hawks, these propeller aircraft and helicopters moving relatively slowly, relatively low to the ground in broad daylight. It shows the amount of risk that they're willing to assume because of how important the objective is, namely to save the lives of these crew members.
So these would be Air Force pilots. Would they be armed?
Yes, yeah, they would have sidearms, but you know, depending on what they encounter on the ground, that's not a lot. You know, you would have a pistol essentially to defend yourself in extremis. The much better play and what they would be looking to do is hide, make contact with their rescuers, and get out without coming into contact, obviously, with any kind of enemy forces.
And the one thing you're looking for in these next few crucial hours?
I certainly hope we get news soon that both, if it is in fact a two-member crew, that both of these crew members have been located and brought out safely, and that we haven't lost anybody else in the effort to rescue them.
And the F-15 model is the same model that was shot down by friendly fire over Kuwait. Is that right? And the pilots in those cases, there were 3 planes. They all ejected safely?
That's right. Yeah. So we had 6 crew members, so 2 for each of the 3 aircraft, eject safely over Kuwait several weeks ago. If this bears out, yes, this is the same kind of aircraft from the Air Force with 2 crew members we hope are alive. And by this point, as we're speaking, it's possible they've even been rescued. Obviously, the opposite is true as well.
Stay close. We'll need your insight throughout the day.